Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, Staff Training and Research Institute of Distance Education, STRIDE, Master's Degree Programs, Master of Arts, Distance Education, MADE, Second Year. MDE 415 Research for Distance Education. Block-5 Computer Applications in Research in Distance Education. Unit-3 Basics of MS Excel 97. 3.0 Introduction to Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is an advanced powerful graphical spreadsheet that is very easy to use. It has easy-to-use features, as commands are accessible through online menus, coupled with analysis and printing and presentation features. MS Excel is a Windows-based application package that can be used to automate tasks, such as calculations and analysis of data. This software has been designed to organize numerical data into rows and columns on your computer screen. This package is a replacement for an accountant's columnar pad, sharp pencil and calculator. Excel can handle the most complex calculations with ease. If your calculations are simple, Excel will make working with numbers fun and easy. Your data will have an impact as Excel can create colorful charts and graphs, add clip art and even your institution's logo. 3.1 Objectives. On the completion of this unit you should be able to start Excel from the desktop. Identify different parts of the worksheet. Create, open, delete, save a workbook. Move within a workbook. Specify range of cells. Save your work. Set up your page. Choose fonts and format types of numbers. Print your spreadsheet. Open more than one window and arrange the windows. Split and freeze the windows. Arrange the worksheet horizontally or vertically. Move and hide the windows. Use formulas with functions to form complex equation. Draw charts using Chart Wizard. Resize and move charts in a worksheet. Print charts. Create a database in a worksheet and arrange data through sorting. Protect the worksheets. Remove the protection from worksheets. 3.2 Getting started. The obvious way to start Excel is to Windows. You can double-click the Excel icon in Program Manager, as shown. If you are not using mouse, then take the cursor to Windows subheading under Program Manager with the help of your cursor key and choose the topic MS Office, and then take the cursor to the Excel icon and press Enter. Starting in either of these ways opens a new, untitled workbook. 3.3 Parts of a worksheet. Excel follows most of Microsoft Windows conventions. There are scroll bars, control bars, and so forth. There are some new tools in Excel windows as well. Normally, you see at least one or two toolbars. You might also see other toolbars at the bottom or even in the middle of your worksheet. Worksheet consists of horizontal, numbered rows and vertical columns identified with letters. The resulting boxes are called cells. And cell where you're working is called the active cell. It has a dark border around it, or sometimes appears ghostly white. When you select cells around it, the address of the active cell is displayed in a box above the left edge of the worksheet. When you will type text or formulas, you will see your characters scroll across the formula bar, and in the active cell, there's normally a status bar at the bottom of your Excel window. Using Excel's online help. Like many other Windows programs, Excel offers extensive online help. Reach it either with F1 function key or from the help menu. 3.4 Creating a new worksheet. The best way to learn Excel is to use it. Run Excel and you should see a blank worksheet. Now you can start typing your contents. Saving the file. After working in worksheet, the final item is saving, which is an essential job. To save, through menu use File, Save or Save As, or you can use the key F12 or Shift F12. If you are using mouse, then you can save through Saving tool by clicking your mouse in Saving tool option. If the file name is duplicate, then Excel will ask you whether to overwrite or not. Printing Excel file. Excel's print dialog box offers choices specific to spreadsheets. For e.g., you can choose to print just selected cells, selected sheets, or the entire workbook. To print, you can use the key Ctrl-Shift-F12 or through Excel menu choose File, Print. After performing the set function, the print menu will appear on the screen. Retrieving the file. To retrieve the file or worksheet, you can use File, Open command, or you can use Ctrl F12 key through Excel menu. 3.5 Selecting cells. Before entering or editing cell contents, or before you can format or move cells, they need to be selected. You can select single cells or ranges of cells. Selecting cells with a mouse. To select a single cell, simply point and click in it. It becomes the active cell. The following techniques should be followed. Click on a row number to select the whole row. To select an entire column of cells, point to the column's heading. Click and drag to select a range of cells. Click on the empty button at the top left corner of the workbook to select the entire worksheet. Selecting cells with the keyboard. Suppose you want to carry on the same job without mouse means with help of keyboard. Then you have to follow some keyboard tricks. If you have already selected a range of cells, Shift spacebar selects the entire row or rows in which the cells are located. Control spacebar selects an entire column. Control Shift spacebar selects the entire worksheet. To extend selections in any direction, hold down the Shift key and press the appropriate arrow key. The other navigational keys can be used to extend selection. For instance, Shift Control End extends the selection to the end of your worksheet. Entering and editing text. To enter the text used to label things in your worksheets, simply activate the cell where you want the text to appear, point to it and click mouse or take the cursor to that cell with the help of arrow keys, then begin typing. As you start typing, the text will appear in the active cell and in the formula bar. Pressing downwards arrow corner leftwards, enter key, or clicking the checkmark button in the formula bar concludes the text entry and place the text in the active cell. If you change your mind before you press downwards arrow corner leftwards, you can press the ESC key or click on the C button in the formula bar to cancel the entry. You can type up to 255 characters per cell. By default, text values are always left aligned, and numeric values are always right. Editing text. If you spot an error while entering text, simply backspace to correct it. If you see an error after finishing the entry, activate the cell and edit the text. You can do this in the cell itself or in the formula bar. If you want to edit with keyboard, then activate the cell by taking cursor to that particular cell and press F2 function key. Edit the text and press downwards arrow corner leftwards. Replacing text. If you want to replace the content of any particular cell, then activate that cell by taking cursor to that position and then retype the new text and press downwards arrow corner leftwards. The new text will automatically replace old one. Inserting columns. For e.g., you want to insert new row between row number 4 and 5, take the cursor to row 5 and use the row command through Excel's menu. Edit rightwards double arrow, insert rightwards double arrow row. You will see a new, blank row 5 and the old contents of row 5 will become row 6. All of the rows that follows will also be pushed down. Deleting rows. Delete command from menu. You will get the dialog box, choose the option, entire column, and press downwards arrow corner leftwards. The contents of column C will shift left and become column B. Similarly, to delete any rows, you will take the cursor to that row which you want to delete, then repeat same procedure as explained above, and instead of opting entire column, opt entire row. Clearing parts of a worksheet. Clearing removes cell contents but does not move the contents of other cells to fill in the newly emptied space. Highlight the cells you want to clear, then use the clear command on the edit menu or press the del key. Excel will ask if you want to clear every aspect of the cell or just selected features like formats, formulas or notes. Changing column widths. G. If you want to change the column B width, take the cursor to column B through menu. Choose format rightwards double arrow column width and then give the width according to your requirement, or you can use the option best fit, which will automatically adjust the column width according to the width of the content. Generally, row's height is changed to accommodate the big font's contents in cell. For e.g., you want to change the height of the row 3 height, take the cursor to row 3rd. Through menu, choose format rightwards double arrow row height and then give the height according to your requirement. If you are using a mouse, then directly you can change the column width as well as rows height with the pointer, figure 10. Suppose you want to change the width of column A. Take the pointer on or near the right edge of a row label, i.e. between A, Dragging one will make all of them the same width. Similarly, you can also change the height of the row by taking the mouse pointer on or near the lower edge of a column label, i.e. between row 1 and 2, the pointer changes into a thick black bar with arrows pointing up and down. Dragging displays a light line showing the row height that will result when you release the mouse button. Copying entries. You can easily copy the contents of any cells to other cells by various procedures. Suppose you want to copy the contents of cell A1, A2, A3. First off, all highlight the cells you want to move, then through menu choose Edit Rightwards double arrow cut or use Ctrl X, take your cursor where you want to paste, then through menu choose Edit Rightwards double arrow. Paste, or use Ctrl V, the highlighted cell would be moved to the specified place. If you want to perform same function with mouse, highlight the cell you want to move. Then drag at their edges with the arrow-shaped pointer and release the mouse button to drop the selected items at the outlined position. Checking spelling. Once you have entered the worksheet headings and other text, you can check the spellings with spelling checker from option menu, figure 12. To check entire worksheet, run the spelling checker without selecting a range of cells. To check small portion of the worksheet, select the appropriate range of cells. To check a single word, highlight it in the formula bar and run the checker. You can accept Excel spelling suggestions, ignore them. Type your own changes or add words to the custom dictionary, making borders. When a worksheet is printed, the cells' grid lines are drawn automatically in place of proper borders, figure 13. In order to draw the borders around a worksheet area, block the portion where the border is to be drawn. Then click on the borders icon on Formatting toolbar. A table showing the different border available will be displayed. Select the appropriate border to be drawn. Grid lines. In order to switch off printing the grid lines which Excel prints automatically, select Page Setup from the File menu. Then select Sheet on this menu. Remove the check mark from the Grid Lines option. Shading columns, rows. In order to shade a column or a row, first block the column or the row which is to be shaded. Then select the shading icon from the Formatting toolbar. If the down arrow key is clicked, the different colors available for shading are displayed. Select the desired shade. If you want to shade the column or the row with the last selected shade color, just click on the color picture on the icon. The selected column or the row will be shaded. Defining headers. Footer. Select Custom Header or the Custom Footer option. On the next screen, define your own new header or footer in the appropriate box for left aligned, centered and right aligned text. Page setup first. Before working in worksheet, it is good to set up the page. Choose Page Setup option. Located on Excel's File menu, a dialog box, as shown in figure 18. Page size, orientation, header and footer dimensions are the few items controlled with page setup. You will set up the page if you want a customized worksheet. Either you can carry on the work with default setting, using font and style. To change the font according to your interest, highlight the cells which you want to change. Choose Format Rightwards double arrow font to open the font dialog box. Now choose Font, Font Style, Size, Effects and Underline options from dialog box and click OK or press Enter for implementation. You can also format through toolbars, i.e. you block the text which you want to format. Then click on Block tool. You will observe that block text is converted in bold facing. Same way you can also align the contents of cells to left, right and center with the help of your alignment tool. Formulae. Excel also works with same formulae, what Lotus works on, i.e. addition, subtract, multiplication, division, absolute referencing, $. Always remember that formula is followed after typing, or, equals back quote sign. Examples, suppose you want to add cell A1, A2, A3 and store to cell A4. Write formula in A4 equals A1, A2, A3 and press enter to get sum. Similarly, you can use other formulae also. 3.6 Essential Worksheet Functions. There are different type of functions available with Excel, i.e. arithmetical, logical, date. The function dialog box will appear on your screen with different function listed, i.e. date. You can take almost complete control over every aspect of your chart's appearance with Excel's chart toolbar and menu choices, or you can let Excel's chart wizard make most of the Decision for you. Chart data series. A chart data series is a collection of related values that are plotted on the chart. For instance, in the above chart there are two 1 data series, the number 300, 900 and 1200 make UPL1 data series, while 200,000, 380 and 880 make up the other series. Data makers. Data makers are the bars, pi wedge, dots, pictures or other elements used to represent a particular data point. For instance, the 6 shaded columns in above figure are each separate data makers. When charts have more than one data series, the makers for each series usually look different. Axis. Axis is a reference line denoting one of the dimensions of a chart. Excel can plot in up to 3 axes, S, Y and Z usually. The x-axis runs horizontally, left to right, and the y-axis runs vertically, bottom to top. Category names. Category names usually correspond to worksheet labels for the data being plotted along the x-axis. For instance, in above figure the category names are 1991, 1992 and 1993. Chart Wizard identifies and includes the category names when it creates a new chart. Chart data series names. Chart data series names usually correspond to worksheet labels for the data being plotted on the y-axis. For instance, in above figure the chart has 2 data series names, one for each series. Data series names are usually displayed in a box called legend, alongside a sample of the color, shade or pattern used for each data series. Tick marks and grid lines. Tick marks are short lines that intersect and access to separate parts of a series scale or category. You can also add optional, longer grid lines in any of a chart's dimensions using the grid lines choice on the chart Windows chart command. Chart text. The chart wizard automatically adds text for things like chart and data labels. It is also possible to add your own text, like text boxes containing notes. 3.8.1 How to draw chart? To draw the chart you have to follow certain procedures as listed below. Starting and assisting the wizard. Start by creating a worksheet containing the data you wish to chart. In figure 22 given below, the cells A1 through D3 contain the necessary data and labels for a multi-series chart. Select the data to be included in your chart, i.e. highlight the cells from A1 to D3. Click on the Chart Wizard button. The dotted line surrounds selected cells and your pointer turns into crosshairs with a little chart trailing it around. Drag with it to define the size and shape of your new chart. When you will release the mouse button, you will see the first of 5 Chart Wizard step dialog boxes. This box shows you the range of the data to be charted and gives you a chance to alter the selected range. Normally, you will click the next greater than button at this point, taking you to step 2 of 5, picking the right chart type. Chart Wizard can create many different chart types and many different formats for each of those various types. This step 2 dialog box shows all the chart types and proposes 1. When you have decided on a chart type, click its sample to highlight it, then click the next greater than button to continue. Don't worry if you pick the wrong type, you can easily change it later. Now in step 3 choose the format for the column chart and click the next greater than button to proceed to step 3. In step 4, you will see the beginnings of your chart design in a sample box. If you like what you see, go ahead. Don't worry about the actual shape of the chart and temporary labels. As you'll soon see, the settings proposed by the Chart Wizard are just fine for this sample project. You can proceed to step 5 by pressing next greater than button. Step 5 gives you a chance to add chart titles for the chart itself and for each axis. You will see the titles appear in the sample chart area as you type. The Add a Legend option turns legends on and off. If you are not satisfied with the chart presentation, you can still go back to choose other options before clicking Finish. 3.8.2 Editing Charts. There are endless Excel's chart options. It's possible to change chart types and formats, embellish text, choose patterns or colors, add grid lines, insert notes with arrows in. Much more. Changing chart types and formats. Once you have created a chart, you can quickly change its type by clicking on the Chart Type list on the chart toolbar. This provides a palette of chart changing data series ranges. There are several ways to change the data series ranges. One is to select a chart, then click on the Chart Wizard button. You will see step 1 of a two-step procedure, which will let you specify a new data range by typing it or dragging with your mouse. The second step lets you change the appearance of the chart. Selecting and editing chart components. You can edit specific parts of a chart like grid lines, the shading used for markers and so on, by either single or double-clicking on them. For instance, to change the appearance of a chart title, you would double-click on it to bring up the Format Object dialog box. If you want a general formatting techniques, then you can double-click on Chart Elements to quickly bring up relevant formatting options. 3.8.3 Deleting charts. To delete charts, simply select them and press the Del key or use the Clear command on Excel's Edit menu. Undo works here if you act promptly. 3.8.4 Printing charts. Unless you tell Excel to do otherwise, it prints all charts. To display but not print an embedded chart, select the chart, then remove the check mark from the Print object option in the Object dialog box. Reach this box from the Object Properties command on the Format menu. 3.9 Let US Sum UP. Excel is used to automate financial statements, business forecasting, accounts received, and payable etc. It provides multiple facilities like making graphs, analyzing situations and help people at the managerial level in taking decisions. You learned about the formatting techniques of Excel, page setup and how to present the data in the graphical form. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.